Hey guys, it's been a minute since I've recorded a video, and in this video, I want to talk about my first day of full time work, or my first day of a full time internship opportunity. And I've got quite a few thoughts to share in terms of my expectations and what I thought the day would look like as opposed to what it actually was, and my thoughts as I came off the day preparing for the next one. So at this before I got the went into for my first day, I had absolutely no idea what to expect. The opportunity came pretty suddenly, and it was through networking with the person I had met at a sporting club that I got this opportunity from. And I talked to the directing manager and some head paralegals there to get me acquainted with the company and its workings before I started the day. Now, as it is an unpaid intern, I thought they wouldn't get me to do all the sensitive stuff to do with our clientele and the barristers. So I went in with that mindset. And at the start of the day, I would say that that was what it was like. It was mostly, my work was mostly article writing on legal research, and the area was estate planning. I spent a bit of time on that before I was told to move on to a different piece of research, which was still all right. It was a bit tricky because I was completely unfamiliar with the area I was told to research, but I guess that's that's the job, and they needed information about this particular area between two different states in Australia, and so I researched it, uh, and I was done about late afternoon, and I thought that'd be the end of the day. I had about an hour left before the end of my day, until I was sort of reading through the internship chat log, and I realized, oh shit, there's quite a they're all scrambling to meet a particular deadline, and at first I thought I wouldn't be involved, considering it's my first day and it does involve sensitive client information and the submission of affidavits and a whole bunch of legal documents. Suddenly, I get a ping tagging me asking me to assemble a bunch of documents I had never heard of for this case I have zero knowledge about, to be prepared in the next 20 minutes for our barrister for a hearing that's tomorrow morning. So, of course, I was like, what? I was like, I was like, what? I didn't know what to do, but I tried my best. Somehow, I actually did it. I managed to assemble the documents, and I think they're of, you I tried to follow their instructions, and I think well they thanked me quite a few times. Maybe they were aware that it's my first day, and they knew they were putting this work on me, which I um, didn't expect to be doing. But I'm glad I still did it. Uh, but I have to say the sudden 20-minute deadline was pretty stressful. Arranging all those documents and making sure each one was the correct one as labeled was harder than expected because the I had to assemble each document in their chronology by date, and obviously I have no fucking clue what this case is even about, let alone what happened and to put them in order. And so and the documents I didn't even know what the documents were, so they gave me some pointers as to where the documents were, and I was like, okay, sure, that's fine. And then when I found them, they were not in the right chronology, and they were labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but then they were not in the right order. So I had to reassemble all of them in order in by date, and that took me a minute. So it was initially 8 documents. I gave it to them, and I was like, okay, I think this is done, and I was pretty unsure of myself because some of those documents were mixed in with the templates of those documents. So I think the first few times I tried, I mixed in the template instead of the actual completed one, and I was like, shit, that's the wrong one. Where's the filled one? And there's 2 documents that are a few lines apart. So it was a bit hard to decipher which one was the preceding one and the proceeding one. But I did it in the end, and I had to work a little bit overtime than the work that was prescribed for me and the time I was supposed to finish. And once I handed all that in, Um, they said, "Oh, I'm okay to go." So then I went to buy some roast pork and some shop across. And yeah, I had to say for a first date that was a lot. Um, Especially, well, I don't really like to draw comparisons, but I think it's maybe I can afford it this time. But most internships I've heard about overseas and in Hong Kong, it seems like cock in hand, do nothing all day, and just I've had friends talk about them bringing their Nintendo Switch to work, and no one cares what they're doing. And here I am writing the goddamn affidavit on my first day. It's pretty intense. Um, on one hand, it's excellent legal experience. This is very practical. On the other, uh, I'm in out of my depth, man. I don't know what's going on, and oh my god, my game is lagging out. Oh, that's rough. What the hell happened? I just turned around. Oh my god. Maybe if I refresh, it'll be a bit better. Open the map and reload the map, maybe? That is so slow. Holy moly. Oof. Okay, let's try to reload a different area. See if that'll fix something. Probably not. Holy mother of God. Yeah. So that was my first day. I had to say, well, they did warn me it was going to be pretty overwhelming. And I did some research prior to entering the firm with the knowledge that they were a bit short staffed. So I was expecting some delegation to me, which is beyond my knowledge of anything. But um, it's an interesting start for sure. I wouldn't say a great start. That was a lot. And what's really interesting is I spoke to the managing director today, and he asked how I was doing. And I said, "Oh, I was doing okay." And he asked if I had seen the lawyer, which made the reference for me to join the firm, because he's one of their senior lawyers. And I said, "No, I haven't seen him." And he's like, "Yeah, I haven't been able to contact him either." Which, to my surprise, I was like, "What? You're telling me you don't know where your senior lawyer is?" I didn't say it out loud to the managing director, but I was like, "Shit, you don't know where he is. I don't know where he is, and you guys are cut off for your work. And here I am doing your hearing for you. That's due for tomorrow morning at 5 p.m. And the barrister is rushing you guys to get all the documents sorted and answer a few questions. And also, right after I submitted the documents, um, one of them told me that the chronology, they double checked the chronology with me, and I said, yeah, that's the date on the document. And then they said, oh shit, it doesn't work in our favor. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, man. um, Connection to session has been lost. But yeah, that's my first day. This game is too laggy to play while I'm recording, so just want to document my first day at work, and yeah, lovely to make another video. I'll record more soon. Thank you for listening again. I'll do a hunt as well. All right, thank you guys. Bye bye.